Hello, welcome back to my channel. It might be your first time here because this channel is kind of new, but in this video we are going to talk about 8 ways to be more mindful in your life, none of them which are meditation, but we might talk a little bit about that too. But why would you even want to be more mindful? Why is it important? Are there actual benefits, or is it just sort of like a yogi sitting in silence sort of thing? What is it going to bring to my life? The reality is the only thing that exists, the only thing that is real is right now. So anything that has happened in the past actually only exists as a memory, and anything that may or may not exist in the future is just a story you're telling yourself based on calculations of things that you've experienced in the past, or based on things that you want, or daydreams, or whatever, but it's not real because there's no way to know. When you are mindful or present, it's really easy to be intentional. And when we are intentional in the way that we behave, we are present, and that is where magic literally happens. Intention is connecting purpose into the present moment, and the more we can do that, the more we can actually extract from the present moment. If you are here, but you're actually thinking about the future and rehearsing a bunch of what-if scenarios in your head, playing out every situation and overthinking things, or if you are here, but you are thinking about memories from the past and playing those memories on loop in your head over and over, you are quite literally never here. Instead, we pretty much choose to live in some imaginary land that might be in the past or the present that brings with it anxiety and pain. And it's really hard to be present and really easy to live here, because here in the past is what we know to be true and have experienced, and here in the future is us preparing and our mind trying to keep us safe for anything that may or may not happen that isn't right now. And whether you are thinking about something or actually experiencing it, part of your brain doesn't know the difference. That's why thinking about a past painful memory can feel so painful still in your body, because your brain thinks it's reliving it. Same with anything in the future. If you tell your brain that this might happen, your brain is feeling and creating all of those stress hormones, which need to be digested through your body, and it creates a state of chronic stress. Like I said, it is very easy for our minds to go to these different directions because it thinks it's protecting us by trying to keep us safe. So being mindful, present, and intentional truly is a practice, but there's some really easy ways that you can bring it into your life. And the more little habits that you have that incorporate presence and intention and mindfulness, the easier it will be to stay present in every possible moment that you can. So number 1 is taking a moment of presence before eating. And maybe you grew up in a family where you say some sort of prayer or grace before a meal. That's absolutely a mindful and intention practice. If that doesn't land with you, then you can simply hold your plate of food, either placing your hands on top of it or holding your hands on the side, and just thank the food for nourishing your body. A really nice practice that I like to do is imagining how the food got from the farm to my fork, and imagining all of those hands along the way and blessing all of those people and thanking all of those people for getting the food to me. So that is from the farmer who is planting it, tending to it, and harvesting it, to maybe a production facility. Maybe it needed to get packaged in some way. Someone had to wash it along the way. Someone had to put it on the store shelf. Someone had to order it. Someone had to prepare it in the restaurant, and someone had to bring it to me. So just really thinking about all of those steps, and then of course considering the food and the nutrients in the food itself, and just giving a really quick thank you for nourishing my body. A second little mindfulness practice that you can bring into your everyday is blessing your hands and your arms before working. So especially for me, I spend so much time doing this on my laptop that I actually have quite a bit of pain. I have tennis elbow on both sides and pain in my wrists as well. So a mentor of mine told me to simply thank my wrists, bless them, bless my arms, thank you for letting me do my work, thank you hands, and just giving a little bit of gratitude for our arms, which help us work in probably literally every job that you have. It might make more sense for you to thank your legs, thank your mind, thank everything, but wrists and arms are a really nice little gentle one for me that makes total sense for the laptop and mouse movements that I do all day. A third easy way to bring some mindfulness into your everyday is to do a senses check-in. So if you are feeling anxious during your day or distracted and you're not focused and you can't get refocused, it's really nice to just sit and close your eyes and take a breath and think, what can I feel right now? I can feel my clothes on my body. What can I hear right now? Maybe I can hear a bird, wind, the air conditioning, a vacuum in the hallway. What can I smell right now? I can smell my laundry in the dryer. I can smell the food that is cooking, or I can smell my perfume that I put on this morning. Also, what can I taste right now? And what can I see right now? So I see the room around me, I see my bed, I see my desk, I see the window, I see people outside doing some cleaning, I see plants, and it just brings you into the present moment because you are getting hyper aware of everything that is happening around you. Mindfulness tip number 4 is one that's going to take a little more practice, and that is to practice listening without the need to respond. So you have probably heard this, that the best listeners are people who are super present with you, and the trick to being a good listener is to listen without thinking of a response, and our brain is trying to hear what they're saying and basically parallel it with something that we've experienced, because we want to help them, we want to give them advice, we want to say, oh, me too, this has happened to me in this situation. Whereas actually being a good listener means just listening and holding that space and just hearing what they have to say. And I found that the best way to kind of cut myself off when I can see that my brain is trying to think of things and remember, oh, this is what I want to say, this is what I want to say, which is losing presence with them, is to just trust my mind that when they are done talking, that I will be able to come up with a response in that moment. And I think sometimes we think of these things while we're in conversation and we're like, oh, it's genius, I have to tell them. But trust that it will come back to you if it's important and if it's meant to be contributed to the conversation. When you practice listening in this way, there can actually be some silence in between the end of them speaking and you starting to speak. And that is the time where you get to think of your response and really soak in what they've said and come up with a response that makes sense in that moment instead of halfway through their story, allowing you to be present with them and then be present also in your response. Number 5 in bringing more mindfulness intention into your life is when you wake up, as soon as you acknowledge that your thoughts are online, try to start thinking of what you're feeling on your body. So feel the bed sheets that you're lying in, feel the temperature of the air on your face, and then start thinking of a few things you're grateful for. So this can be a pretty repetitive list, or you can try and get creative and change it up every single day, but just 3 to 5 things. Thank you so much for this bed that kept me warm and safe all night. Thank you for all of the clothes in my closet. Thank you for the abundance of nourishing food in my fridge. Thank you for the coffee date that I have planned today with a friend. Thank you for the beach that is down the road that I'm about to go put my feet in. Thank you for the sun that is shining through my window. Thank you for my pet that is on the end of the bed. Thank you for the clean water that we have. Thank you. Just giving some gratitude to start your day will undoubtedly bring a warm, nice feeling into your heart. Number 6 is going to be to create and write some monthly intentions, but also check in with them daily. So at the start of the month or on the new moon or the full moon, whatever feels good to you, spending some time writing down what you want to create and what you want to come to fruition over the next 2 weeks or 4 weeks, but also making sure you're going back to that list and checking in with it daily. The act of setting intention in itself and writing them down is powerful. And even if you don't check in with them, you might go back a month later and say, oh, I did that, and that did happen, because you did set the intention, and that is powerful. But to amplify that and to bring more presence and mindfulness to it would be to go back to that list every single day, read it out loud, read what your intentions are, read what you are trying to create, and it will make everything come to life much easier. Plus you are reminded daily what your goals are and what is important to you. So that is your list of your 6 ways to be more mindful in your everyday. I wanted to not bring meditation into this list because I think that is like the default thing that people think you're going to talk about when you talk about mindfulness. But I will say that a meditation practice is a beautiful way to practice mindfulness, and it is so powerful. So if you are new to meditation, or even if you're not, you can use guided meditations. I love the app Insight Timer. The app Headspace is also a very common one, and I think that Calm app as well. Plus YouTube has tons of guided meditation. So I usually go into Insight Timer and I just scroll through and I pick something that looks good for me. Or if I'm trying to look for something specific, then I will search in the search bar, pick something based on that. Sometimes I just go to the home page, I close my eyes, I think of a random number, 33, 46, 72, and I scroll that many times. Whatever the screen lands on, it will show 6 different meditations, and I pick one of those, and I trust that is the one that I need on that day. Also in Insight Timer, you can choose which amount of time you want to meditate for. So they have less than 10 minutes, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, etc., up to hour-plus long meditations. There are meditations for sleep, for anxiety, everything you can imagine pretty much. And it is a really beautiful way, of course, to practice mindfulness. And a guided meditation really helps you control your thoughts and keep them in one path, because you're listening to someone take you through this visualization or this practice, whatever it may be. And speaking of that experience, actually another way that you can bring a more mindfulness into your day would be just to feel and drop into your body. So if you're sitting at your desk and you're feeling tightness in your chest, or you can't focus, or any anxiety or anything, even while you're driving, any moment where you feel discomfort and kind of like a feeling, you could just take a deep breath And when people say drop into your body, it just means start to bring awareness into your body. Where do you feel tension? Where do you feel pain? What does your stomach feel like? What does your head feel like? What do your lungs feel like? What do your legs feel like? Where are you feeling pain? Is it in your hip? Is it in your upper body? And maybe your body's asking you to move. Maybe it's asking for a little stretch. Maybe it's asking for a pee break. Maybe it's asking for water. This is an easy way, something you can do 5-10 times a day to just check in with your body, bring yourself back to the present moment, and it would also go along really well with that 5 senses exercise and noticing what you're hearing, seeing, smelling, touching, and tasting. So I know I gave you a lot to work with in this video. Choose one practice that feels really good, really easy, start implementing it right away, and then maybe choose another one that feels a little more uncomfortable but feels like it would be good for you, and bring that into your daily practice as well. Let me know in the comment box what you are already doing or what you are going to add into your routine, and please give this video a thumbs up if you made it this far. Subscribe if you're feeling really crazy. Would really help me get to my first 1,000 subscribers. And if there's any other video I can make for you around mindfulness, meditation, and daily practices like this, I would be happy to do so. So just let me know in the comments and I will speak to you there. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Namaste. What's the other one? Oh, my foot's so asleep. Look at these cool hotel slippers.